All right, so Newark is having a they're ramping up the lockdown. So now they're saying they're locking down the city. So currently we have a shelter in place order, and they're ramping it up. They've already given out 300 warnings, and they're going to start ticketing people. So far in the city, we have 200 confirmed cases. In the county, we have 1,000 confirmed cases. And what was interesting about Newark is that from day one, when Murphy put in the order, Newark mayor closed the parks. Now, I live right across the street from one of the biggest parks in Newark. It's probably second to Branchbrook Park. I live by Weekway Park, and it's a huge lake in there. And you see people out there walking around the lake and doing calisthenics on the calisthenic equipment. And there's a golf course attached to it. There's baseball fields, football fields, open spaces, and people make use of the park. Sometimes I would go out there and I would fish in the lake. And it's funny because that Saturday they announced a lockdown. I pulled my fishing pole out the closet. I said, "Oh man, I'm about to be out there." I got my little fishing chair, and I was gonna make use of the lake. I never really get to walk around the jogging path, but they closed the lake. They closed the park. Now, other parts of Essex County, the park stayed open. So in South Orange, West Orange, Essex Fells, there's other parts of the county, parks were open and everything, but they closed the parks in Newark. So now, but they want us to shelter in place. They said, listen, you could go for a walk around the block, you could walk your dog. 3 neighborhoods that they identified as hotspots, they told those people to avoid going outside when you see other people. Just if you got to walk your dog, just take a peek before you go out there, see if there's other people out there. They're really trying to keep people off the streets. So currently they've been going around with loudspeakers and telling people to get off the block, go inside. I haven't seen that in my neighborhood. My neighborhood is pretty chill. It's in the historical part of Weekway, so you don't really see a lot of that over here. But I know in other parts of the city, you have that going on. So they're going to ramp up. They're going to start giving people tickets. So they want to really increase the shelter in place. They really want to increase all non-essential travel. So when he says he's going to put the city on lockdown, I thought we were already on lockdown. But I don't know what this really means. It's hard for us as Americans, as people, as free people, to really lock down, to just sit in a house all day, to not have access to open spaces and things like this. I'm really confused. I understand the need, but at the same time, we have to learn from the lessons of Italy. What did the Chinese say when they went to Italy as consultants? They said, "You motherfuckers ain't taking it seriously. Y'all niggas gotta lock it down. Like, you need to lock it down. Like, lock it down. Y'all are playing with this. This is not for play. This is serious. You folks are still out, walking around the towns. They walking arm in arm. They're still having little secret parties. They're having little gatherings. They're in the park. They're playing around. Y'all got to go in the house. Y'all got to lock it the fuck down." And, this is what they're doing out here, So for folks who don't believe this is real and say this isn't a real thing, it's very real. We're at like 13, 14,000 people in the city. 2 weeks ago, we were at 36. Now, most states, well, I said 13,000 in the city. No, we're at 200 in the city, but in the state, we're at 13, 14,000 or 15,000. We were at 36 a few weeks ago. Now, most states have well over 100, or there's 20 states that have over 1,000 cases. It's about to start ramping up. We're surpassing everybody, every country. We're going to be the number one country with coronavirus, you know, which is very, I don't know. This is weird. I don't see us getting back to work by Easter. I don't see that happening. I don't know. There's not enough tests. There's not, and they need to have the test to see if you've had it and have recovered already. A lot of people were asymptomatic. We need those tests out. So the government is really dropping the ball. You know, the best thing Trump did was close the borders, but I don't think he's doing enough in terms of really smart, educated policy on how to really deal with this. If we look at how South Korea dealt with it, they dealt with it very, you know, they were very smart with how they dealt with this, how they isolated, how they eased back the most, you know, how they protected the most vulnerable and started easing people back into society real nice and swift like, and then making sure everybody has protective equipment. So if everybody has hand sanitizer, if everybody has facial masks on, if everybody has gloves, then, you know, you could ease back into society and you'll see less cases, less people. But even till today, well, I haven't been outside today, but yesterday, I had to go into the belly of the beast, you know, Walmart. I hate going there. I had to go into Walmart. And guess what? People walking around, no gloves, no masks, just people with children, people with old folks, just, I don't know what the hell they think they're doing. They say, oh, it's not airborne. It's airborne. You know, it might not be super airborne, but it's airborne enough to where you need to have a mask on. So that's it. That's all I got to say.